Most single moms don't have $1,000 saved. Let's talk about it. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know it's been a while. I kind of got thrown off my upload schedule. Y'all know I just started my insurance journey with my insurance license, my life insurance license. So all week I have been studying for this test, cramming for this test, went and got my fingerprints done. So I've just been taking the steps of doing that in between Zoom meetings and meetings with clients and meetings with people that want to become life insurance agents themselves. So I've been pretty freaking busy, but I love it. But let's get into today's topic. Most single moms don't have $1,000 saved. I actually made a Threads post about this recently, or Facebook post. Well, I'll cross post, so it was posted everywhere. But people were getting upset with me, like, well, I'm living check to check and my money, I don't have any money to save, and moms can't save, and like, just a bunch of backlash. And I'm like, guys, I'm not saying this to hurt you. I'm not saying this to hurt you. I was once there. I was once a person that didn't save anything, that never saved money. But I think seeing people lash out in real time is just the reality that when people are faced with the reality of their financials, it makes them upset. It makes them upset because they know they want to do better, but in their mind, they think they can't. In reality, you can. And we're going to break that down in this video of, steps you can take to begin saving, even if you're on a small income. So I guess it just kind of makes people upset because they think it's out of reach. And I guess they're faced with that reality. Like, this girl is telling me I didn't save no money. I know I didn't save no money. Like, people feel attacked for something that, can ring true for them. But I just want to say that I say the things that I say out of place of helping the next person. Nothing that I say is intended to be harsh or intended to, make fun of someone or put someone else down, because I truly, genuinely want to help the next mom. Because I was there. I mean, I'm still there. I'm rebuilding in real time. I'm showing you guys what it looks like to actively rebuild yourself from scratch, to simply start over and rebuild yourself. And I'm not ashamed to say it. And I want the next mom going through what I'm going through to know that it's okay to be at square one. But you have to recognize that you're at square one. You can't say you want to do certain things or you want certain things, but you don't take those steps to change. And the first step is looking at your financials and understanding where you are as a whole and how to turn that situation around. So let's get into today's video. If you're new here, tell me where you're watching from. Let me know who you are and what you do and how you came across my page. I'm super excited for all the new subscribers I'm getting. My challenge is going well. It's going phenomenally well, and I'm excited for growth. And if you are someone who is ready to explore your finances, really open up that door of where you are financially, I created a budget spreadsheet just for moms that help you to identify your debt, your income, where you're spending money at, how to stop leaking money, and how to start a savings plan for you. I'm going to link that in the description, so make sure you go check that out. So most moms don't have an emergency fund, and it's not because it's something that you did wrong or you're failing at life or you suck. I was listening to an audiobook today, and he's like, if you guys heard of Alex Hormozy, he's like, I suck, I freaking suck. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's just saying that so much. It's just so funny. But no, you don't suck. And it's probably because no one ever told you. That was my situation. No one ever told me, like, hey, you gotta save, you gotta put it in this specific type of account. Don't just get a regular bank account and put money in it and think that you're saving, because you're not. That's not saving. It's not growing. It's not doing anything. So it's nothing that you did. It's nothing. So don't feel down about it or feel bad about it. Just know, I like to say, we don't care about what happened 90 days ago. We don't care about what happened last month. We don't care about what happened last year. It's over. It's done with. It's not coming back. It is what it is. It's time to look at where you are now and where you're going forward. No more looking behind you. If you keep looking behind you, you're going to miss what's right in front of you, okay? Emergency fund is what we attack first, okay? I know we want to get into investing. We want to get into, saving everything else, paying off debt and doing all these things. But Saving your emergency fund comes first, okay? Without it, everything else falls apart. Because say you have an emergency, you're one emergency away from spiraling out of control, okay? Anything can happen and you have to be ready for it. I remember last year I had a couple like random things that happened, and I think one that significantly sits out to me is when my son had clogged the toilets. I always think of this because he clogged the toilets and I didn't have a savings. I didn't have a savings for like emergency. I didn't have like a house savings or anything like that. And when the plumber came here, he's like, if the snake, I could try the snake, it's going to be this amount. But if the snake doesn't work, then it's going to be $350 per toilet because I'm going to have to take the toilets off the wall. And I'm just like, dang, like $700 on a Wednesday, just randomly. But if I had an $1,000 savings account just for house stuff, or 2,000 or 5,000 or 10,000, it's like, all right, this is what this is for. It doesn't feel as bad because we know that money is there for this. Oh, tire got a flat tire. Got to pay for some tires. It's cool. Let me go into my emergency savings. Oh, I'm having a plumbing issue. It's cool. Let me go into my emergency savings. Oh, the refrigerator randomly went out. Oh, it's cool. Let me go into my emergency savings. You see how that sounds, rather than, oh my gosh, I got to take out the rent from the rent money this month because we need the refrigerator. We got to eat. Oh my gosh, I got to take from the cell phone bill, the electric bill, and the gas because I got to pay for the refrigerator. Like, most people don't have extra money just laying around. Like, that's the reality of most Americans. Today in my insurance class, well, not my class because it wasn't, well, I guess it was a class. So we have meetings with my insurance company. And today we had a meeting with one of the guys. He came from the debt solution office, and he was just talking about the crisis of Americans and the debt that we have. And he was showing us like how in 2020, people was paying off debt and saving money because they didn't have anything else to spend their money on. But then he showed as soon as the world opened back up, people went right back in debt drastically. Like drastically, these people, all of us. I mean, I did it too because it's crazy because during the pandemic, I paid off a lot of debt too. I was the same way. You making so much money during the pandemic. All right, let's attack some debt. But then as soon as the world opens back up, you don't take those skills that you learned, those spending habits that you learned. Oh, you're saving more money. You could pay off more debt. Once the world opened back up, you're like, oh, I'm still making this money. Let me go spend more money. And people are in debt. They said 45, I think it was 45% of car repossessions. Car repossessions are at an all-time high. Like insane. So that tells me people don't have emergency funds and money just sitting around to help them with certain things. You just don't. By the way, if you need your debt taken care of, I will leave the link for debt solutions in the description as well. Get yourself a free consultation. If you have over $7,500 in debt, it's credit cards, repossessions, student loans, not federal student loans, private student loans, and things like that, credit card debt, charge-offs, things of that nature. I'm going to leave that in the bio. I mean, not in the bio, in the description. So if you could benefit from that, don't hesitate to get your debt taken care of. Get your debt taken care of because that's the next step, getting your debt taken care of, creating an emergency fund. Back to the emergency fund. So let's talk about what the emergency fund is. It is not your checking account buffer. That's what I used to think it is. I'm just like, all my money is right here in this account. If I do have an emergency expense, I'll just take it out of here. We don't have a separate account for it. But when doing that, if there is no emergency, then you just think, okay, this is extra money. I can go spend it on something else. Wrong. No, don't do that. You need to have a separate account for your savings, for your emergency fund specifically. This account has to only be for your emergency fund, out of sight, out of mind. So we're not dipping into it. We're not touching it. We're not checking it. Well, we can check it. We can look at it, but we're not going into this account. So when you have a separate account, you're less tempted to go in there because it's out of sight, out of mind. So my savings that I have my emergency fund in right now is a online account. It's not nowhere I could physically go in and take money out. and it's not attached to my bank. So it's not like you know, when you have your savings account attached to your bank account, you're doing that transfer. Oh, let's transfer it back to the account. We don't need, I used to do that so many times. Putting money in savings, thinking I'm saving something, then, oop, nope, let's transfer right back to checking. Let's transfer right back to checking. Like, no, we need to have a separate account so that is separated from our regular money intentionally, okay? And it's out of sight, out of mind until you actually need it. And when you need to go get it, go get it. When you have that emergency, go get it. And then it feels good because it's like, I saved this money specifically for an emergency. So now that the emergency happened, it's taken care of. I'm not spiraling. I'm not sad. I'm not having a bad day. Y'all, when my son flushed those toys down the toilet, do you know how I felt? Do you know how I felt? I felt like I was upset because a random Wednesday, I needed that money for something else. I forget what I had to pay, but it was for something else. And it's like, dang, $700. I think it was like $750, $740, just that fast. My friend had happened to call me and I text her. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't think straight right now. Like, I can't. And then it's like hard. Like, I'm a single mom. I'm homeschooling. I'm trying to work. I'm doing all these things at one time. And then, you know, everything's just on me. So when that happened, my friend, she's like, I'm on my way. I'm coming to get him. You take the day. Like, I felt so good, like having somebody like that in my life to, you know, to do that for me. But it's just like, if I had an emergency fund, it just would have been like, all right, let me just go have a glass of wine. But, you know, like, it's taken care of now. But in this moment, it's like, dang, that money was for something else. And now I have to take this money and put it here. Now I got to move some things around. No, we don't want to live like that. We want to have our emergency fund in a separate bank so that it's not touched, it's good, and we feel good about it. So $1,000 is your first target. I know it may sound like a lot. It may not sound like a lot. $1,000 is your first target. We are on track to save our first $1,000. Okay. If you're with me, put some hands up, thumbs up in the comments. Let me know that you are on track to save your first $1,000. That's what we're going to do. Why I chose $1,000 specifically? Because $1,000 covers most expenses, most random expenses. Like, you see what happened with my toilet, $750. Boom, we have $1,000 here. We're good. Appliance replacement, unexpected travel. Let's not forget about that. Having to randomly, we got to go to New Jersey because something didn't happen. I got to get up there. What if something happens with a family member or anything of that nature? Unexpected travel, car repairs, appliances, different things. Like $1,000 is like that cool, cute minimum. You know what I mean? We want to save over that, but we want to set little goals. So we don't want to just be like, all right, I'm saving 50K and my goal is 50K in my emergency fund. Yeah, that's a goal, but let's do our goals in tiers. Let's start at 1,000. Then we can say, okay, we got our first 1,000. Cool. Let's go to 5,000. You know what I mean? So take your time. And it changes your psychology when you think about it in terms of blocks, time periods. We're not going to just say 50K. 50K may sound unattainable. You know what I mean? Even though it's not unattainable, but it may sound, your brain, psychologically, your brain it operates better when it hears 1,000 because it doesn't feel as heavy. You know, it doesn't feel as heavy. Before you save your first $1,000, every emergency is kind of like a debt. You know what I mean? Because you may have to go do credit cards. Matter of fact, that's what I did that day because I'm like, I can't spend my money in my account. I need it for something. That's exactly what I put it on my credit card. Now that I think about it, that toilet expense went on the credit card. So now that emergency became a debt when it could have been just straight cash out of the savings account that I planned for. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. So after you save your first 1K, most emergencies now just become an annoyance. It's not a debt. It's not a catastrophe. It's just annoying. Like, dang, this just had to happen. Dang, my tires messed up. Dag. Now I got to call somebody and wait for a plumber to get here. Like, it's just an inconvenience. You know what I mean? It's not a tragedy. It's not like, oh my gosh, this just set me back 3 more months. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want that. We don't want that. We want to feel like, cool, this happened. All right. Stuff happens. That's life. After $1,000, after we have 3 months of expenses saved, not 3 months of like your lifestyle, just like 3 months of expenses saved. Like we're talking rent, groceries, utilities, mortgage, stuff like that. Like things that you really have to pay, 3 months of expenses. So after we save our first 1,000, our next number does not become the 50K. Our next number becomes 3 months of expenses. So we sit down and we add up, what's our 3 months of expenses? What are we spending every month that's fixed? Our mortgage, groceries, what's our grocery budget? Childcare, utilities. After you add that number up, mind you, I have all of this in a budget spreadsheet, so it's all written down nice and neat for you. So if you need to, it will give you an idea of what numbers to look at. Once you write all of this down, you add it all up, and then you say, okay, let's times it by 3, multiply it by 3. This is the number I need for 3 months of expenses. Boom. Now we know what our next savings target is. You know what I mean? Now we know what our next savings target is. That's your emergency fund target. Your emergency fund target is not $1,000. Your emergency fund target is 3 months of expenses. That's your emergency fund. That's your emergency fund. What if one day something happened, you couldn't pay the electric? Maybe you got sick and you were out of work for a week. I don't know. Boom. That's where the emergency fund comes in. Oh, let's get the electric out of there. So that way we're not falling behind because we didn't pay a bill because we weren't actively getting money. You get what I'm saying? That's where the emergency fund comes in. But for my single mamas, for my moms out there, I want you guys to think about this past 3 months and let's extend to 6 months. Okay. Let's extend to 6 months. Let's build our emergency fund to 6 months of expenses. We do this because we're single moms. We have no one to fall back on. We have no one's other 3-month emergency fund to fall back on. It's just us. You know what I mean? So when your back is against the wall, we have no backup plan. There's no second income to bridge the gap. You need to have 6 months just in case, because an emergency can happen, or it could be a bill emergency. It could be one of the emergencies I said earlier, like appliances, medical, any kind of thing. So we want to have 6 months of emergency fund, and just start with $1,000. Start with 1,000 and build from there. Don't just take it a day at a time. Take it slow. Take it slow. That's like, I literally created the budget spreadsheet. I wrote down everything that I'm giving to you is what I do myself. So I wrote down my expenses, my fixed expenses, what I'm spending, my subscriptions and my bills and everything. And I'm like, okay, this is how much I need to create an emergency fund. Because at first I'm just like, all right, I need to save 50K for an emergency fund. I want to have 50K in savings. But it's like, no, let's create real numbers that make sense. First, let's start with real numbers. Let's put a real number on a timeline. And then once we get there, okay, now let's go to 30. Okay, I want to build my thing up now to 30K. All right, now I want to build it up to 50. Take your time and put those numbers in place so you can see what it looks like to actually grow. And then as you hit milestones, you celebrate. You know what I mean? Where's the fun in just saying, okay, I want to hit a 50K milestone, and then you're taking your time to reach it. And then by the time you reach it, or you may get bored of doing it. You know what I mean? All right, I'm just not going to add today. I'm not going to do it today. No, have those milestones in place so that way when we hit 1K, we're celebrating. We hit 5K, we're celebrating. We got our 6 months of expenses, we're celebrating. You know what I mean? Like, be excited in your journey to save. I know I'm excited. I'm stoked. I look at my savings account every day just because I'm excited. Like, I'm saving. I'm finally saving. I never saved, y'all. I never saved. That's why when I made that thread post, people were getting upset, like, oh, you're judging, and every dollar I have is going to the bills. Like, I'm not judging at all. I'm not judging. I've been there. I'm not judging. I'm taking my experiences and I want to help the next mom. That's it. I just want to help the next mom. If I could help one mom save $1,000, you know how good that will make me feel? That a mom is out there saving money for her child, for her lifestyle and for her life and her happiness, because I helped do that. Come on. I would never judge you. Okay. Never, never, never. Now let's talk about where to keep the money. Okay. Because that matters. That matters. We're not keeping our money in a savings account attached to your bank account. Not even just for the reason that you think that, okay, we could just transfer to the check-ins, savings to check-ins. No, let's think about the interest rate. If you go open up your bank account right now, and if you have a savings account attached to your bank account, look at it and look at the interest rate and see how much your money has grown over the year. Arrow, please stop crying or I'm going to have to remove you. That's my dog. Look at how much it's grown over the year. Your interest rate is probably a 0.5, less than 1%. I can guarantee it. That's not helping you. Your money's not working for you. You want your money to be working for you. Take your money out tonight. Take it out of those savings account, and we're going to open high yield savings accounts where the interest rate is 4%, 3.5%. We want to open high yield savings accounts for our emergency funds. Yes. What's wrong? We want to open high yield savings accounts for our money. Okay. You're losing money due to inflation when you just have it in a regular account. You're losing money. We don't want to lose money. We want to make money. We want to gain money. We want our money to grow. Okay. Your money grows while it sits there in the high yield. Your money grows while it sits there in the high yield. Same protection, same access. This is the only place you should have your emergency fund is in a high yield savings account. So that way, as it's sitting, you'll get some money. You'll watch it grow at the end of the year. You can actually literally pull up a statement and see how much money your savings account has made over the year. That's what we want to see. We want to see those gains. Okay. What counts as an emergency and what doesn't? So we may be tempted to take out money out of our emergency fund saying, oh, this is an emergency. Let's talk about what's really an emergency and what isn't. Okay. This is what does count. Car repairs, medical bills, job loss, essential appliance breaks, refrigerators, microwave, things like that, stuff you need, your stove, and emergency travel. This is not, oh, my friend is getting married and I need to go to Dubai with her, so let me take out of my emergency fund. Where are your priorities? If you didn't save another separate fund for Dubai, you do not get to take it out of your emergency fund. That's not how that works. Emergency travel is someone passed away, we need to go see the family. Or someone's hurt, we need to go see the family. Something like that, okay? We're not just taking out of our emergency fund because we want to tell ourselves in our mind, this is an emergency. Is it really? Is it really? This is what does not count. A sale at your favorite store, not an emergency. Concert tickets, not an emergency. A trip you want to take, not an emergency. A want you've been postponing, something that you've been thinking, oh, I really want to buy that. I'm going to take it out. That's not an emergency. We are only taking money out of our emergency funds for true emergencies. Okay? The way you could think of it is as if we didn't have this, would our family's basic function be at risk? If yes, it's an emergency. That's it. Your mom fell, she lives out of state, she has no support, no help. You need to get there. We need to take out of emergency fund and go get mom. That's an emergency, okay? If not, that's what your sinking funds are for. And we'll get into that. Mommy, that's a different account.
Look at it.
I see it. Nice.
Yes, this one's 0 miles.
0 miles. This guy is such a car fanatic.
Yes, it is. Smash into the wall and very smash into.
Okay.
And smash into the dirt.
Okay, let mommy finish the video and then we could talk, okay? I'm almost done, all right? That's what the sinking fund is for. And so I have my emergency fund account and then I have another account for my sinking fund for, travel. This is my other savings account. This is what I'm saving money for, different things that I want to have and do. And it's not coming out of my emergency fund. Is emergency. Arrow, please down. We're not doing this today. Emergency fund is emergency fund. Okay. So just remember your emergency fund is strictly for emergencies, and then you won't be tempted to take from it. Don, can you close the door for me?
Okay.
Please.
I will.
Thank you. How to build your emergency fund on one income. Okay. I know a lot of people were commenting like, well, I don't make much money. I don't have much money. Let's think about this. You may say you don't have much money, but I also see you at Ross spending $100, $200. Could we have taken some of that and put in the emergency fund? Absolutely. I also see you grabbing coffees, or you're getting drinks with friends and dinner with friends. Could we take some of that and put into an emergency fund? Absolutely. I see you doing extracurriculars or buying makeup at Sephora. Can we put some of that into an emergency fund? Absolutely. Think about where you're spending money, where you're throwing money away. Is Sephora going to pay you back in a couple years? Is Sephora going to pay you back this year? Is that dinner you ate with your friends going to pay you back this year? No. No. The answer is no. So when it comes to your emergency fund, you want to pay that first. That's the first money. When money hits my account, money's going to my emergency fund first. Money's going to my emergency fund first. Then it's going directly to my travel fund, my other account, second. My savings accounts are getting hit first. Okay. So let's think. Start with $25. $25 a week is $100 a month. That's about $1,300 a year. You can't do that? $50 a week. That's about $200 a month. That's $2,600 a year. Okay? Let's think about ways that we can make extra income. Okay? We could sell something that we're not using. I just literally sold my son's, I had bought him a kitchen when he was 2. He was like loving, to play food and all that stuff. It's been sitting in his room. You think he touched that kitchen after 2 times of playing with it? He didn't. Sold it. $80. Just like that. On Facebook Marketplace. Sell some stuff. If you got stuff laying around your house, sell it. People love buying old stuff from other people. Sell it. I have tons of stuff around here just sitting here that I'm not using that people could use. Sell it. Make extra money. And split it up. Put some of your savings. Put some towards some bills. Put some towards your fund account. That's what we do. Cut one subscription this month and redirect it. I know you're not watching YouTube subscriptions, Netflix subscriptions. I didn't mean to say YouTube, but it came out. Netflix subscriptions, Hulu subscriptions, Disney Plus, Stars, HBO. Why we have all these channels? Ain't no way you watching all that stuff. Cut one subscription. Take that, move it to your emergency fund. We can't do that? Tax refund. No, y'all getting taxes. What y'all do with y'all taxes when y'all get them? Let me know in the comments, what do you do with your tax refund when you get them? You can't put some of that money in emergency fund? Side hustle income. By the way, my motherhood community is opening tomorrow night. I'm super excited. I'm going to be teaching moms how to create income for themselves, how to get financially savvy. We're going to be talking financial workshops. We're going to do challenges, monthly challenges. I'm going to be going live every week. I'm super excited for this. I'm so excited. But side hustle income. Create a new income stream for yourself. No harm, no foul, creating a new income stream for yourself. We can't put some of that into an emergency fund?
Mommy, look at my car. So damaged. Look.
I see it. I'm almost done, okay? When you get money in your hand, start think of it as a split, and some of it has to go into my emergency fund first. That's it. That's it. I'm excited for you to get started. I'm super excited for you. So on the budget spreadsheet, the emergency fund tracker is right there for you. You literally, as you update it and put money, like, you start updating what you're putting into your emergency fund, it will automatically update and calculate for you how much is in your emergency fund. I even have it where it turns red if you're under a certain amount, green if you're over a certain amount. Like, I'm getting you all together. Okay. I'm getting you all together. You can see your progress every single month. And watching the number grow is motivating. Watching the number go up, like, motivates you. It's like, oh, we really doing this. It makes the goal feel real because you actually see it happening in real time. Okay. So I'm super excited for you to start your savings goal. Start your savings goal. Let me know in the comments what your first savings goal is. Don't make up no numbers. It better just say 1,000 down there. Oh, but when you hit your first 1,000, the psychological shift is just like that. Okay, it's immediate. You stop making financial decisions from panic. You're not panicking no more. We have the money over there in the emergency fund. It's right there. Okay, you stop reaching for your credit card for every unexpected expense. We're not adding more debt to the pile. You know what I mean? And this is helping you and me to get out of survival mode. That's what it's about, getting out of survival mode. Every dollar we add to our emergency fund gets us closer to getting out of survival mode. Better decisions lead to better outcomes, which leads to more savings. That's just it. That's just the name of the game. That's just the name of the game. Your first $1,000 is helping you to build a better relationship with money. That's it. We want to have a better relationship with money. We want to have a better understanding of money. And we don't want to, live out of panic and fear of the unknown because we just didn't take the time to learn. So I think that's really all there is to it, is take the time to learn so you can open up your mind to what's possible. That's just it. If you don't have $1,000 saved yet, that changes today. That changes today. Not because I said so, but because you decided. You are saying right now, say it with me, I am going to take the steps to save my first $1,000 today. I am going to take the steps to save my first $1,000 today. Start with $25 this week. Start with $25 this week. Open up a high yield savings account, put it in a high yield. And, normally when you open accounts, they say, oh, what's the name? Name the account. Name it your emergency fund. Something simple. Blank emergency fund. My emergency fund, or your name emergency fund. The emergency fund. True emergency fund. Just emergency fund. And don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. That's it. Let's build this together. Let's go on track to save our first $1,000 and let's create a better financial future for ourselves and for our children. I'll see you tomorrow.